When you start designing a space, you're looking at a floor plan and you're thinking about the different components of it. But a guest will never experience, nobody will ever actually experience the space that way. You know, the experience of a space starts outside of the front door, and there's this whole sequence of experiences that add up. Thinking about it that way, like the progression that is visual, auditory, the whole thing is sort of the way that it's one really important element, is that progression. Things like music, lighting, obviously, design elements, they impact the guest experience in a 1,000 different ways, and it's really the totality of all of that. It's really important.
I think other restaurateurs or other chefs are focusing more on the whole 5 senses as opposed to only the food. Restaurants are definitely more interesting. You know, there's a lot more color. People are taking more chances and having more fun.
I think FABIO really brought back fine dining, or refreshed fine dining in the DC metro area with places like Fiola Mare and Del Mar. And then Aaron Silverman took fine dining in a completely different direction. In fact, those restaurants were being built at the same time. One was obviously, you know, very fine finish and so forth. The other was just a cozy, smaller restaurant, and both have been wildly successful. One of the things I'm seeing in DC is the trend towards local. It's the food, and it's even the contractors we use. A lot of restaurateurs specifically ask us to use local contractors to support the community. And I love doing that. I love that concept, and I think it's great.
So design has evolved over the last few years, much like here at Masseria. The walls have come down around the kitchen. The guests are totally invited to be a part of the experience, to share not only in the experience of the cooking, but also, more importantly, the passion that happens in the kitchen.
What I thought about DC when it comes to the history of DC and how the wharf and the nautical theme of Del Mar integrate itself with this, it was an opportunity because DC is now looking back into the fact there is a city on the water, and we have wonderful locations that they can be developed, which certainly set the tone for what it can be done. And with that, I think we're living the most exciting time of DC that DC has ever seen.
I think that making a place that looks good is the easy part of designing a space. Doing something where somebody walks away with a memory of the experience they had that day, that night in the space, the way they felt seeing the front door coming through, how it smelled when they walked in. Those are the intangible pieces. That's the harder part than making just a space look good while they're there. It's how they remember it after they've left. Having some place that somebody says, that's my favorite place, that's where I go on my birthday, that's where I go back every week. At the end of a long day, that's where I want to sit down and have a drink or have dinner. Those kind of places for us, where somebody feels a sense of belonging, that they feel like it's their space, that's magical.